Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physiotherapy Online Lectures. Today we are going to study anatomy. In anatomy part, it is further subdivided into few more parts. The whole anatomy is further subdivided into general anatomy, next number 2 is the anatomy. Next number 3 is head and neck. Head and neck anatomy. Number 4, upper limb. Anatomy. Number 6, lower limb anatomy. Number 7, thorax anatomy. Number 8, abdomen anatomy. Okay, today we are going to study the abdomen anatomy. Okay, abdomen anatomy, where one minute. First, going to study the rectus sheath. Okay, we are going to study rectus sheath. Okay, so in rectus sheath we'll study first about the definition. Definition of rectus sheath. Rectus sheath is defined as the this is an aponeurotic sheath a minute, the spelling has been wrongly. Aponeurotic sheath which covers the rectus abdominis muscle. Okay, it is the aponeurotic sheath which covers the rectus abdominis muscle and pyramidalis muscle. Okay, along with the pyramidalis muscle and their nerve and vessels. Okay, and their nerve and vessels. Okay, so definition: this is a aponeurotic sheath which covers the rectus abdominis muscle and pyramidalis muscle. The important portion are this okay, rectus abdominis muscle and pyramidalis muscle. Okay, and also aponeurotic sheath. These are the three important points to remember. Next point is the formation. Formation of rectus sheath. Okay. Right. It is formed by aponeurosis of external oblique muscle, I can say external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis muscle. Okay, the formation, it is formed by the aponeurosis. Again, 3 points are there. Aponeurosis of the external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis. Okay, next we'll go to the parts. It is divided into 3 parts. Okay, for its formation. Number one is first part, that is above the costal margin. Number two is second part, which is between costal margin and arcuate line. Number three, third part is below the arcuate line. So here the parts of further divided into three parts. Okay. One is first part is above the costal margin. Second part is between the costal margin and arcuate line. The third part is below the arcuate line. Okay. Now we draw the schematic diagram of the upper part or first part, middle part or second part, or lower part or third part of the rectus sheath. Okay. This one is the external intercostal. Okay, 1 minute. External oblique. This is the anterior wall of rectus sheath. So Sheath process. These are the costal cartilages. This, and this. Okay. So this is the rectus abdominis muscle. This so this is the A part. A part denotes as the first part or upper part. Next one, same wise, this is external oblique muscle on it. External oblique muscle. This one is the internal oblique muscle. This one is the transversus abdominis muscle. Transversus abdominis muscle. This is the posterior wall of rectus sheath. This is linea alba. So this is the second part or middle part. And the last one is the same external oblique. This one is the internal oblique. Some as is the transversus abdominis muscle, and this one is the rectus abdominis muscle. So this is the third part or lower part of rectus sheath. Now we'll go to the formation of the wall. Okay, formation of the wall. Number one is first part. In the first part, is the anterior wall, is the external oblique aponeurosis. Number B posterior wall or the costal cartilages. Here you can see anterior wall is the external oblique. Here anterior wall, this is the external oblique muscle here, anterior in the anterior wall. Okay, and the posterior wall is this. These are the costal cartilages. Okay. Now the second part. Same ways, anterior wall is the external oblique aponeurosis and anterior lamina of internal oblique aponeurosis. Same way is the posterior wall is formed by the posterior lamina of the internal oblique aponeurosis and transversus. Abdominis aponeurosis. Okay, next one is the number 3 or third part. In the third part, the anterior wall is formed by the external oblique internal oblique transverse abdominis. Okay, and the posterior one is formed by the fascia. Here posterior wall is formed by the fascia transversalis. Transversalis. Okay. Now the next content will study about the content of Rectus sheath. In the content, we study first about the muscles. What are the muscles contained in the rectus sheath? Number one is the rectus abdominis. Number two is the pyramidalis. Okay, these are the two contents muscles. Next is the arteries. The arteries, number one is the superior epigastric artery. Next, inferior epigastric artery. Okay, same wise. Number three are the veins. Same wise, superior epigastric vein and inferior epigastric vein. Next content is the nerve. Number of the lower sixth thoracic nerve. Okay, so these are mostly the content of the rectus sheath. Okay, next we'll study about the function of rectus sheath. Okay, number one is to prevent bowing of rectus abdominis muscle. Number two, to protect the abdominal content. Now we'll study about the applied anatomy of rectus sheath. Okay, so first applied anatomy is the rectus sheath of two sides, means right and left side of rectus sheath are held together by a median raphe, which is called as linea alba. It is the applied, most important applied anatomy. Short questions come with this. Both side, this side rectus sheath and this side rectus sheath joins in the midline to form the linea alba. Okay. Next is the due to weakness of linea alba, the rectus sheath may stretch, leading to a hernia called as epigastric hernia. Okay. Epigastric hernia. So next we are going to study. So this is the pectoralis major muscle. This is external oblique muscle. This is internal oblique, and this muscle is the rectus abdominis muscle. This one is the transversus abdominis muscle. Okay. So in this picture, so this is the linea alba. Okay. This white portion in the midline between this and this is the linea alba. This is the umbilicus portion, and these are the aponeurosis of the rectus, both sided aponeurosis. Okay, and these are the this and these are the rectus abdominis muscle. Okay. Okay, student. So from today, it is it, the rectus sheath, the whole rectus sheath. We'll revise it again. Under the rectus sheath topic, definition, which is an aponeurotic sheath which covers the rectus abdominis muscle and the pyramidalis muscle and their nerve and vessels. Okay, their nerve and vessels. Formation, it is formed by the aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle, aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle, internal oblique muscle, and transversus abdominis muscle. Okay, which has parts. It has 3 parts, divided into 3 parts. First part is also known as the upper part, middle part, this is lower part. Okay. The first part or the upper part is above the costal margin, which is above the costal margin, or the first part, and second part or middle part is the between the costal margin and the arcuate line. Okay. The third part or the lower part is the below the arcuate line. Okay. So these are the first part. This is the schematic diagram of first part. This is the schematic diagram second part, and this is the third part. Schematic diagram the parts. The formation of the anterior wall is formed by the external oblique aponeurosis. Posterior wall is by the costal cartilage. See? Anterior wall is formed by the external oblique aponeurosis. Okay. Here the aponeurosis, external oblique aponeurosis. Okay, and the posterior wall is by the costal cartilages. These are the costal cartilages. Okay. Second part, anterior wall is formed by the external oblique aponeurosis and anterior lamina of the internal oblique aponeurosis. See, this is the external oblique aponeurosis anteriorly and first lamina of the internal oblique has formed the, and the posterior is formed by the posterior lamina of the internal oblique aponeurosis along with the transversus abdominis aponeurosis. This is the internal oblique aponeurosis. Okay. Next is the third part, is the external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis. 3. Here we have the all 3. External oblique, internal oblique, and this is the transversus abdominis. And the posterior wall is the fossa transversalis. This is the fossa transversalis. Okay. The content of the muscles content are the rectus abdominis muscle, pyramidalis muscle, arteries content are the superior epigastric artery and inferior epigastric artery. Venous content of the superior epigastric vein, inferior epigastric vein. Nerve content this the lower 6 thoracic nerve. Okay. The functions to prevent bowing or you can say टेढ़ा हो जाना, bowing of the rectus abdominis muscle, and second is the to protect the abdominal content. Okay, this is the function of the rectus sheath. Applied in applied anatomy, the rectus sheath of two sides are held together by a mid raphe, two sides. See, rectus sheath of this side. Rectus sheath of this side. One minute. Rectus sheath of this side. See, and rectus sheath of this side. Joined together, and this portion is known as the linea alba. This middle blackish portion I have drawn. Okay. Here is, you can see the whitish portion. This is the linea alba. This side rectus sheath and this side rectus is joined to form the linea alba. Okay. So here is the linea alba. The next, due to weakness of the linea alba, the rectus sheath may stretch, leading to a hernia called epigastric hernia. So this is it for today's class. The rectus sheath will join in the next class. Thank you.